Do you think it's a good idea to tell all your personal business on a public forum? I won't say all my public business. You know, for some people, this is like it's therapy for them. And if you don't really give a damn what people think about you, then I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, none of us should give a fuck what people think about us. But like, as far as like recording shit, because the internet is forever, forever, four, the number four and ever. The internet is forever. So jobs come up, they look at your shit, you know what I'm saying? They look at your posts. They may or may not hire you. I mean, they shouldn't, but I mean, it's good to know what you're getting yourself into. You might not be on your Facebook for like 5 years or so. And then, I don't know, Apple or Google or JetSense someday, little plug, might try to hire your ass. And we look at, you know what I'm saying, the shit you done posted, and it's like, oh, I don't want that shit in my company. And then depending on the company, that guy's like, that's the motherfucker I want on my team. So it's a gamble that you take to put your personal business on a public forum. But I mean, I'm not for putting family business out there. I think whatever issues I got going on within my family, I feel like that's something that should be addressed directly. Because I don't feel like that's the place that's going to get it fixed. You know what I mean? Like, all it does is invite people into your business that have no business being there because they don't really give a fuck. We just there for the fucking popcorn. You know what I'm saying? That's popcorn material. We there for the popcorn. And just like listening to people just, you know what I'm saying, or not even listening. Sometimes it's listening. But like read people's, everything they got on their mind and stuff like that. It's very interesting a lot of times. And then you got some people that are very codependent and they want to help the person solve it. Under the comments, who said that, girl? Well, you know what? Well, I would have done this. This is what you should do. Don't worry about that. God gonna love you anyway. All that shit. You know how people like to talk. And you know, whatever, when in doubt, put God in there. You know what I mean? No matter what's going on. They just arrested me yesterday. Well, you know what? God saw it. He wanted you to get locked up, baby. So let God have it. Everything's gonna be okay. That's how some people do it with the shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the comments and all that shit. But I just don't feel like a public forum is the place for it. Like my personal business, me personally. They're obviously, I mean, I guess that's contradicting considering what the fuck I do on this show. But I guess what I mean, like, from a Facebook standpoint, a blog is a blog. I guess this would be considered a blog. So what am I talking about? What the fuck do I know? You listening to my black ass, and literally I tell just about everything that's on my mind. I'll share that. I just feel like there's maybe the best way to put it is there's a proper way of doing so. You know what I'm saying? I know for me, I don't say anything up here that I haven't said or would not say to anybody that's involved in it. You know what I mean? And considering some ex-girlfriends, because they're not in speaking terms with me, and I respect that. But only thing I can do is give my half of the story. So it's not the whole story. It's just my perspective as to what happens. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's just all we do with like reading people's posts online. We're getting their perspective. So don't hop, make a jump real quick. Like, ladies, calm the fuck down when your girl be going off. She's speaking on her perspective, not his, not her, or whoever the fuck she's talking to. You know what I'm saying? Like, calm the fuck down and listen. I know that's hard for some of you, but listen to both before you fucking jump. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will say anything to get you on the team, and then don't tell you everything. They leave out the parts where they fucked up. So just get the perspective. You understand? So Facebooks, Instagrams, TikTok, MySpace, if you're that damn old, still on that shit. Black Planet, what else? Fucking chat room, AOL, if you're still in them shits. With a Yahoo Instant Messenger. Messenger. But Any of those forms, if you're on there and it's like something public and you decide to air out shit, understand what the fuck you're doing. It's public form. So from that point on, if you make up with the individual that you're tearing down, the public people gonna have a public opinion about your public ass. So you want to stand by your shit. If you're going to come out and speak on shit, just stand by it. You know what I mean? Like if that's for you. As for me, I don't care too much for putting shit out there like I'll say this in a derogatory way. You know, like I said, I'll share my thoughts on a lot of things, especially here on Ask Rome. But I'm not for like tearing folk down. You know what I'm saying? Because you get out the energy that you put into the world, and I'm trying to give positivity. You know what I'm saying? I talk about my reality. I'll say that. I'll talk about my reality as far as the things that I went through in my life and what I've gone through and how I've overcame it. And so hopefully somebody can not do the same shit that I've done and make the same mistakes and hurt people the way that I have or feel like I have. You know what I mean? Or hurt yourself for that matter. But as for a public forum and putting your business out there, yeah, I'm not for that shit. So yeah, cut that shit out. I'm not for it. If that's what you want to do, great. Hold it up. You know what I'm saying? But just remember, public forum, public opinion, public ass. How do you know if a man is truly interested into you? This is an individual question. It's subject to the person, honestly. It depends on if that person is healthy. If you're talking about a healthy person, that's truly interested in you, I guess that's probably a broader, like a more specific question to be asked. This is like, I consider this like a very vague, it can be considered a vague question because one thing one man might be comfortable expressing himself more than the other. So as far as like knowing a man is interested in you, but what is he interested for? That would be the question. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody has a usage for whoever's in their life. You know what I'm saying? I think I talked about that. I think what was it, last week or a week before, a show before, talking about the benefits of like asking yourself why people are in your life. But some ways that you can tell a man is interested into you. He hasn't deleted you out the phone yet. That's what. What else could a man do? Like I said, is truly interested into you. If he's in tune with his feelings, and he's like ready for, like, literally is just ready to jump ship into a long-term commitment. He's ready to talk about marriage and have you meet his folks. And he prioritizes you in a way that that he hasn't ever before. You know what I mean? And he'll find, if he's truly interested in you, he'll find himself just all day, literally all day, you ponder through his mind. And you know, I could equate that to like the romantic love phase, though. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good in the beginning, but you are not gonna expect somebody to think about you all fucking day in that manner for all the time. So it's just one of those things that you have to embrace while that's happening. You know what I mean? Like, let's be realistic. Be realistic. Stop watching fucking Hallmark movies. Stop watching rom-coms. This is real life, okay? Romantic love does not last forever, okay? So that's one of those things where You have to ride that motherfucker for however long it is. Like, embrace that shit. You know what I mean? And for however long you're in that romantic love phase, just live in it. But when it's over, do not try to extend the shit. Don't try to turn people. Don't try to recreate moments. Because when it happened in this organically in the beginning, you didn't try to recreate anything. You just did it. So you got to let that be. But I got off topic. But knowing if a man is truly interested in a woman. I mean, that cliche shit like he doesn't talk to other women and all that shit. Whatever. He doesn't talk to women the way that he talks to you. And the only way you would know that is if you were to stalk his ass with your crazy asses, or you just trust your relationship and trust him for what he's saying. That's really all you can do. That's the whole purpose of a relationship. I mean, for some, they show their love and their interest into a woman by allowing that woman to move into their place, which I think is a bit crazy. But, it's just, I think that, I think the timing, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I won't ever live with a woman in the same place, allow a woman to move into my place. Yes, we're not moving in hers. She's moving in mine. That's off gate. I'll let you know that. You call me alpha, bait, whatever. That's what's gonna happen, okay? You enter my frame. I don't enter your frame, or we buy together. But you know what I'm saying? Those are the options, ladies. If indeed it does get down to brass tacks with Romy Mac, I'm letting you know, I'm not entering your home. You're going to enter mine, or we're going to enter one together. Okay? Now, back to regular scheduled programming. You have somebody that, you've been talking to for a while. You're thinking about spending the rest of your life with them, and then, you guys end up living together. That's something. I guess that's a way a man can truly show interest. You got some that are like still in the same dating mindset from when we were in middle school, and they post your fucking profile picture. Oh, wow, great. Yeah, you got the profile picture. That doesn't mean that you know what I'm saying? That for me, you putting me in a profile picture, I think that's great. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I think I'm grateful for it. But that don't mean nothing to me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean like that's it. You know what I'm saying? This person is all about me. No. People change profile pictures. You got some people that live in that social media realm, and it's like, oh, well, they always post pictures together. Highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? Everything looks pretty from the outside. But on the inside, these motherfuckers is going at it. They texting other people. They sexting other people. They acting like they in this great relationship. Meanwhile, she's talking to another nigga, and he talking to another bitch, and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on the person. Like, to get back to the original question, how do you know if a man is interested? So I say for me, if I'm interested in a woman, again, it all depends on where I am. I'll say just from a healthy state, some signs that would show that I'm of an interest is like, I don't know. I guess I'm just I'm more raw and honest and transparent than I have been than previous times. They were like, I think that individual would know how the difference. You know what I'm saying? As far as like what I'm doing. Because I'm pretty honest about what the fuck I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm in a point in my life where, like I said, I date. You know what I mean? I'm dating to find out what exactly is best for me, and that's what most people should do. You find out what's best for you, not so much what's best for them. You date for what's best for you. And if you find like if doing what's best for you hurts other people's feelings sometimes, then that's a sacrifice you're gonna have to make, because no one is entitled to be with you, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You're not entitled to be with anybody, but you got to do what's best for you. I don't know, man. Like literally, I can give like a bunch of signs. I don't know, telltale signs, because it's so much that can happen as to where a person could show interest and do it differently. Maybe, I guess for me, if I let you drive my car, yeah, something like that. Like if I allow a woman to drive my car and we're talking on some shit. If I'm interested, yeah, my best friend will probably know all about you, and you'll be brought around and shit like that. You know, I don't hold me again. It all depends on where I am, because I mean, yeah, because you know, you use this shit and it's gonna come back against me for stating shit like such. So, but fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, for me, it would be known though. I think that would be known, like if I were to bring you around like my best friend or something like that, like Bird and our team. You know what I'm saying? Our close knit family. Then I think that's where things are starting to get a little, you know, I would say serious, or like there's truly like an interest of sort. You know what I mean? But again, it doesn't, just because I bring you around them, it don't necessarily mean that. So it's like, it really is all about the context of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some that have been around my best friend and me, but they weren't anybody I was serious about. So it's like, I literally would have to point it out that, hey, I want to bring you around them because this is, I feel this very strongly about you, type thing. But I mean, guys can show their truly interest in you just by, you take their word for it. Honestly, that's all you can do. And let their actions match up to the words. You know what I'm saying? That's probably like the best way to do it, because there's so many things that can be a telltale sign. If somebody wants to put you on a fucking pro, like if a guy, you know, is like not really open about shit, and then they put you on their like Facebook or something like that, yeah, that's something that you can be like, oh, okay, he's really interested in me because he never put nobody on this shit. You know what I mean? Or the guy that never wears a tie or a suit, and then he gets with this individual, he decides to wear a fucking suit. He tries to go all out. I guess, okay, and I'll end it with this on that. If I was truly interested, and this is toxic reasons, but I was really interested in my previous ex, I changed the way I fucking dressed. I changed the way I talked. I changed the way, I thought. I was ready to give up every fucking thing that I adored in my life that I felt like she didn't for this woman. And as you can see, that's not what she wanted. That is not what anybody would want. They want you to be yourself. But I was willing to give up and be something for her that I thought, because I didn't love myself enough to be me. You understand what I'm saying? So that's an example as far as like what a man, when he's truly interested in a woman, what he would do for her. How do you cope with insecurities? How do you cope with insecurities? All right. You face them. Well, I mean, for a long time, my insecurities, I jerked myself away. That's pretty much what I did. I was buffering, as Rollo Tomasi puts in The Rational Male. It's a great read, by the way. You should look that up. It's for all men and some women. You know, I think women appreciate that book too. But everything I was insecure about in my life, I escaped my life by just porn. You know what I'm saying? But how to cope with it, healthy ways of coping, facing them, educate yourself on why you have this fear. Where does it come from? Is it even like justified? You look at life you look at life from your soul and not your ego, because your ego will always feel like you need to do one more of something. You know, it's never enough for the ego. The ego is feeding off of the one more. There's always one, you know what I'm saying? You can have a nice banging ass apartment. Oh man, I gotta get something. I gotta get something else. You can have a nice car, but man, if I just get one more car, you can have a woman that actually values you and treats you right. Man, but she ain't got that ass the way I want it. She ain't got titties the way I want to see them. You know what I'm saying? You know, she missing one tooth. I need that extra tooth to be filled. You know, I need a whole row. All these things that happen, you know, in your life, and you just feel like you need one more. But yeah, you look at things from the soul. You don't look at things from the ego. The mind will have you fucked up. The mind will have you thinking so many things about yourself, about life itself, and before you know it, your ego takes over, and then it takes away everybody from you. So, I mean, I cope with it. I try to look at things from an earthly level. Well, not even earthly, well, from the soul. You know what I'm saying? I really try to look at things from my soul versus my the image that I have of myself in my head because of my own fears of not being enough. And that's just something I felt since I was a kid due to, you know, feeling like child neglect and all that other stuff. I wasn't enough. So I had to become somebody to kind of garner that attention. But then the people that I wanted attention from, they were going through their own battle as well. And it's just like it's an ongoing cycle that we tend to go through as parents, as the child, then becoming parents ourselves and passing on that toxic gene to toxicity to our kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's about breaking the cycles and recognizing that our parents didn't know any better, and they did the best that they could with what they knew. And that's all you can say about yourself. But you know, you can recognize things and look at yourself and be like, okay, so face it. You got to face it. And that's what I try to do. I try to face my insecurities the best I can. You know what I'm saying? And insecurities are meant for the beta. So there are some leftover remnants of betatization. But it's like embracing the mindset that if I am alpha, then this is how I have to carry myself. You have to get yourself in the mindset. If you got to hold yourself to the standards on which you want to be. So I desire to be this alpha male, right? And not a toxic alpha male or anything like that, but just more so that I stand on what I say. You know, I do what I say I'm going to do, and I treat people with kindness. Not out of niceness, but kindness. So, but I hold those standards. I hold myself to those standards, and I adopt rituals that will get me to this mentality and stick with that. And that's what we have to do. And that comes from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins talks about, you know, if you want to work out, then you hold yourself to the standards of those who work out. Like, hold yourself to the standards of somebody who's athletic, and you adopt those rituals. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, coping with things, you just face them. And that's what alphas do. Alphas face their fears head on. Because the fear is always going to be present. My Uncle Tracy told me that one time. You know what I'm saying? Fear is always going to be there. Whether you do it or not, fear is going to be there. So, but you don't want to live with the idea that, damn, I wish I would have done that. And I've never forgotten my uncle telling me that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't always do that, due to my own fear, my trauma and all that stuff, and being scared of a lot of things, I've held on to that. So coping with insecurities, you have to face them. You have to face them head on, and you have to acknowledge that there is a fear. And because shame cannot hold up in front of you, only behind you. You know what I'm saying? It's a shadow. They only exist in the shadows. Your shame, your fears, all that stuff is in the shadows. But if you acknowledge it ahead of you, you put it out there and you say, hey, I'm afraid of this and this is why. That kind of makes the bully a little bit smaller. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Pennywise at the end of his shit. Like when they started, you know, telling the motherfucker he wasn't scary and all that stuff, he turned back into this scared little traumatized infant. You know, and he went from big ass spider wise to fucking baby wise, and they needed baby wipes. But the point of what I'm trying to say is that you gotta face your shit, man, and there ain't no race. it's no race to doing what's best for you, because we all got different time trials and time, schedules that we're on. And sometimes the person, like if you're in a relationship, sometimes the person that you're working with is not operating on the same path as you. They mature a little bit differently. They mature a little bit slower than you, and that's okay. You just have to do what's best for you. So you face your fears when you're ready, because that's only you can get through it. They're insecurities. You know what I'm saying? No one else is responsible for your insecurities. They're not out securities. They're insecurities. So find it within yourself that I'm going to face it. Don't project your insecurities onto anybody else. And if you do, acknowledge that you projected it on everybody else, and you didn't take, responsibility for it. But our insecurities are our own, and that's something that we have to face. And I'm learning. One step at a time. Projected a lot of shit on people throughout my life, being spoiled, being entitled, in a lot of ways, to my family, to friends, to people I thought were friends, to people I thought were family, all that shit. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it boils down to me. Everything starts and ends with me. If I got a bad life, it's because I have a bad life to me. You know what I'm saying? It's all in my mind, everything. Everything is all about how you perceive life to be. And we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. So alter your perspective, alter your mindset, and you can get through a lot of shit, yo, honestly. And there's people there that you can just be able to open up with and stop judging motherfuckers. Honestly, man, like no judgment, man. Because we all fucked up. We are all fucked up. Just because you sin differently than me don't mean you can judge me. Just because you fuck up differently than me don't make your shit worse or better. You feel me? So, how do I cope with my insecurities? I try to face them like a motherfucking man.